Alexander the Great is one of history's most famous conquerors. He built a massive empire, defeating enemies far and wide. But the story of Alexander is not just about victories. It's also a tale of ambition, power struggles, and his deep desire to be remembered forever. The movie Alexander takes us into the life of Alexander the Great. The historical drama explores his rise to power, his military campaigns, and the complex relationships he had with those close to him. We see Alexander's life from a young boy raised by his mother, Olympias, and the impact his father, King Philip II of Macedon, had on him. As a child, Alexander is taught by the philosopher Aristotle, who inspires his ambitions of conquering the known world. Alexander's childhood. The movie begins with Alexander as a child, learning from his father and tutor. He's shown as an intelligent, determined boy who is curious about the world beyond Macedonia. His mother, Olympias, is a powerful influence, telling him he's destined for greatness. She believes he is linked to the gods, and this fuels Alexander's confidence. Alexander's relationship with his father, Philip, is tense. Philip is a great warrior, but also a complicated figure, often clashing with his wife and son. Despite these challenges, Philip shapes Alexander's military skills, preparing him for the future. Rise to power. When Philip is assassinated, Alexander becomes the king of Macedonia. Immediately, he starts consolidating power. Alexander is just in his 20s but ready to lead. He takes on the mission of expanding his empire, starting with the Persian Empire. His first major battle is against the Persians at the Battle of Gaugamela. Alexander, although outnumbered, uses brilliant tactics to defeat the Persian king, Darius Chitui. This victory is a turning point, as it shows the world that Alexander is not to be underestimated. From here, he begins his campaign to take control of Asia. The journey easts. As Alexander moves east, he conquers more territories, including Egypt. In Egypt, Alexander is hailed as a liberator and even declared a god by the local priests. He establishes the city of Alexandria, which becomes a symbol of his influence and vision. During this time, the movie also focuses on Alexander's close relationships. His bond with his childhood friend Hephaestion is highlighted as one of mutual respect and deep loyalty. But there are tensions with other generals, especially his friend Cletus, who later becomes critical of Alexander's growing ego. India and expansion. The movie shows one of Alexander's toughest battles in India, against King Porus and his war elephants. This battle is grueling and tests Alexander's army like never before. Despite their exhaustion and reluctance to keep fighting, Alexander pushes his troops further into unknown territories. At this point, Alexander's empire stretches from Greece to Egypt, Persia, and into India. His ambitions seem limitless, but his men are growing tired. The vast distances, constant battles, and unfamiliar landscapes make it harder for Alexander to keep his army united. Struggles for loyalty. Throughout the movie, we see how Alexander's ambition starts to create cracks in his leadership. His desire to be seen as a god king, and his increasingly erratic behavior begin to worry his generals. Some of them, like Parmenion and Clytus, question his decisions. There's a key moment where Clytus challenges Alexander openly, accusing him of losing sight of his roots and being too influenced by foreign cultures. This leads to a tragic confrontation between the two. At the same time, Alexander's marriage to Roxana, a princess from Bactria, creates tension within his circle. She's not Macedonian, and her presence adds to the already growing divide between Alexander and his men. The toll of power. As the movie progresses, Alexander's health begins to decline. His relentless pursuit of more territory takes a toll on his body and mind. His soldiers, exhausted and homesick, begin to turn against him. Despite these challenges, Alexander remains determined to continue his conquests, though it's clear his empire is fragile. Conclusion. Alexander shows us the life of a man who was never satisfied with what he had, always wanting more. His conquests changed history, but his relentless ambition came at a cost. His relationships, his health, and even his empire were at risk as he pushed forward, always chasing his dream of immortality. The movie leaves us with the question, was Alexander truly great, or did his ambition lead him to his downfall? It's a story of triumphs and tragedies, but above all, it's a story about the human desire for power and legacy. If you enjoyed this recap and want more, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and click the subscribe button so you won't miss our next movie recap. Thanks for watching.